test again, so you need to pass foundation to start the course. So again, that's one of the reasons why I'll just leave there this point, because obviously it's up to you how you do it.
Regarding the UK test, I already said it last year. And yeah, it's true, there are 4 sections. One is related to mathematics, to see how you solve the problems.
We'll have a UK test session, that's a good point. We'll have that, but with King's College, if you apply to a 6-year degree, that they have a particular exam with that you pick out with that beam and with that answer that you have to do. That's particularly for that 6-year longer route one. That's an extra entry test.
Again, you need to evaluate yourself which route is the best for you. So they've got 95% of graduate employment rate, which is quite a high percentage. So again, you're dealing with percentage, you're dealing with numbers. Shows then that you've been interested in looking at the facts, and it counts as a bonus for you on your interview. So what are the entry requirements for that? If you got your qualifications in the UK, that's what I'll be considering, and I'll apologise for those who didn't, which is my case, but then we need to go and look for it, because as I said, it's a bit of, for you to have an idea of where to go. So they can take 3 A levels, 1 AS level, 3 AAs, 3 A's, 1 B, 2 A levels, 3 AS levels, and again. So the compulsory subjects are chemistry, biology, at least 1 at A level, the other must be at AS level. GCSE requirement, at least grade B, at English, language and maths, and it's not offered at A and AS level.
That's something I was to say. Do you have a postcard as well?
No, the thing is, obviously this is undergraduate, but some universities, for example, UCL, even if you've been through a degree, they will ask you for your A-level history. So you need to bear in mind those aspects. For postgrad entry, you're looking at first and second degrees, as we saw in the first table. So that's why I brought this data. So we saw both.
So along with our degree, we need these grades.
That would probably be a bit lower.
But if we got these grades, we would get into that.
Yeah,
That's what if you want to.
You probably got an interview.
Not really.
Not really, because some people had, the reason why I bring it, some people had interviews and didn't get the place.
Yeah.
Because they were not mature enough, and they got a place into a BSc degree, and they went through BSc degrees. So they might want to reconsider.
Sorry, Ramon, this is not every university, this is just some, and it's probably the red bricks that do want this.
Oh no, I'm talking about just King's College at this point.
Yeah, so this is just King's College.
Yeah, no.
But if you do have a really bad grade in chemistry, for example, and you have got into a degree and you finished a degree, what you can do is you can send them your mark for that particular module. So if you do biochem, throughout your whole 3-year degree, show them that you've got firsts and above 70%, for example, and say this is how I have improved. So that you can do that.
If you go look at graduate entry for King's, this is that for some of those other entry paths, but for graduate entry for King's, they don't look at your A levels.
No.
They only look at your degree. So if you got a first in your degree, they're not even going to look at your A levels at all.
No, what I'm trying to say with these slides is that again, some students, they did have these marks. They got an interview, because we obviously don't know the background of each of you. So I'm assuming that we've got every single possible background. So some of you might probably had a place offered, an interview offered, and unfortunately didn't get the place and went through a BSc degree. But you might want to consider this once you are doing, or obviously with King's you can actually just use your university profiles, but another reason why you're doing this is you know the level of students that are getting to your degree. So when you are in your interview and you mention something like that, that you are also looking for high-level students that you could be work as partners, because obviously some universities you've got problems with students that are not committed, and normally students who show, that's what they think, but the students who show higher marks, they tend to be committed. So you want to work with these people who've got marks like that. So you need to get the knowledge of the university. What are their entry routes and their... So that's the bit that's fun, which is the bit that you still need, even if you do any sort of entry, which is not academic, but you need to be looking at. So you need scholastic activities, very desirable. And here we are, MedSoc. MedSoc will be most of that. So good to have a society like that, to be active in a society like that. So any would be considered, general reading, debating. So that's what we're going to bring every week. So we will debate, we will talk, community activities. We've got also, again, who fully participated in their school life, which is what we are doing. Community life, making most of the opportunities available to them, and demonstrated some experience of society beyond their immediate environment. So you might want to consider, obviously, doing things like, it's not just your degree, your academic qualifications, but it's about learning, it's about socials as well. So you need to show them that you are not just this person who reads books all the time, but also have a social life. Because the point is, if you don't have a social life, you probably stress out and drop the course, which is what medical schools are trying to avoid. Giving someone a place, and after the third year, this person decides that they don't want to do medicine. So you need to make them feel sure that that's what you want. And that's the reason why we are trying to meet, we are going to meet every week, to make sure that's what we want, to understand the pressure of a medical school, and then when you go for it, and if they dare to ask you something like, how can I make sure that you're not dropping the course? You've got enough qualifications and arguments to answer that question.
Can I just say here,
Yeah.
the time of this meeting actually clashes with the kind of social activities that we could do.
Well, we do have some, although it's a social activity because we are all together, and it's not a lecture, but it's a moment where we can talk, where we can share our knowledge. So it is social, and we also bring some socials in our timetable. Did you get the chance to look at it?
Yes, but I just wondered if it was possible maybe to have it on a different day or at a different time, so we could do sports or whatever.
She means because sports are run on Wednesdays.
Yeah. One of the reasons we have to do it on Wednesdays is, as you said, yes, there are sports. There are sports because there's no lectures in the university. Wednesday afternoon is no lectures. If I did it on Friday afternoon, half the lecture, we wouldn't be here. Because they would have practical, they would have lectures. So Wednesday afternoon is like standard thing for university, that there are lectures across the whole uni.
If
That's
we
one of the
had
reasons.
people only for example, if it was the Human Medical Science Society, that would be easy, because we are